Hello, hello, hello. I'm Chelsey.
And I'm Sammy, and this is Deepish.
That was a spot on. Deepish.
Hi.
Hi.
How you doing?
I'm doing so good, and I'm feeling on a high from last week's episode because we just got the best freaking feedback. Everyone was loving. I shouldn't be telling you this, but
How are you feeling about the switch up?
I loved it. Even editing the episode, I was like, this is fun. And I said this last week. I feel like our listeners are more part of the episode, and just even submitting your guys' funny stories. I was laughing so hard. I wish I could have read them all. There were so many. And just even the quick little comment ones. These are gold. And so this week we had a new prompt, and it was, I shouldn't be telling you this, but tell us the craziest thing you've heard about someone's mother-in-law. And it honestly made me want to hug my own mother-in-law. Like, bless your freaking heart. You are an angel on this earth.
It's honestly crazy reading through some of them. I'm like, wow. I can't imagine having that added on stress in my life coming from your mother-in-law.
And you don't realize how much that would affect you until reading some of these. I was like, I don't know what I would do in that situation.
It's so funny too, because when you're talking about getting married and people give you marriage advice, people always are saying like, oh, the family's such a big deal. That's the biggest point of contention in our marriage is my husband's family or my family or whatever. You're like, yeah, their family's great. How often do we really see them? Then once you're married, it's such a big part.
Just even some of these stories, it starts so innocently and you can kind of empathize with the mother-in-law. You're like, oh, they're just trying. But then it switches where I'm like, these mother-in-laws are out here being crazy.
I know. It's so sad because it comes from a point of insecurity.
Yeah, in the place of lack, and also, I don't want to lose my son or lose my daughter. And so they just put their hooks in. And it's funny because a lot of the things I would see was my husband doesn't think too much of it. The husbands stay out of it.
And the husband probably thinks it's normal because it's like, yeah, that's my mom. She can be crazy or emotional or whatever. That's what's so fun about this new segment that we added. There's so many topics that we have to discover and talk about and hear about from our listeners. So this one was a fun mix up.
Last week's was more broad, just tell us the craziest thing you heard at a girls' night. And that one was so fun because we got so many different variety of things.
And I feel like we'll need to do that one again. We'll sprinkle that in here and there, just the overall.
Yeah, just a free for all. But these specific ones, I feel such a flood of incoming responses. I was like, oh. And stories.
Yep.
Take a see. This is a story. And most of them were like, oh, my friend's mother-in-law is crazy. But a few of them was like, no, I have to tell you about my mother-in-law.
Yeah, we want to hear the stories that you're sharing at these girls' dinners too. If your life is crazy and you want to submit it, then do it. It doesn't just always have to be your friend.
Yes, exactly. Should we get into it?
Let's do it. You want to kick us off?
Yes. This episode is sponsored by Azaria.
Oh my gosh, I actually switched out my work bag to use one of their backpacks as my work bag, and I love it. I feel so cute when I wear it because it's this genuine vegan leather that's super soft and just looks super high quality.
Yeah, very chic.
And it fits all of my stuff in it. It has really good compartments for organization. I can fit my laptop in it. I honestly have loved it.
I've been trying their crossbody bag. It's so cute. It's like a camel color. And I went on a trip recently, and you just need a classic crossbody when you're walking around, all the things. And I can fit so much in, but it's not bulky at all. And also they have diaper bags. So when baby comes, you need to get one of their diaper bags.
Oh my gosh, yeah. I love the backpack. I imagine their diaper bags are amazing.
Yeah, and the biggest thing for me with diaper bags is the shoulder straps, and they have a really good padding shoulder straps.
Each bag is thoughtfully designed and handcrafted to blend style, function, and durability. And they've even been featured in Vogue, which says it all.
We're obsessed, and we think you will be too. Head over to Azaria and use code DEEPISH for 20% off your purchase, which I'm so excited for because I've seen their discounts and usually it's only 15%. And so they're giving our listeners 20%.
Guys, that's amazing.
Yes.
Please take advantage.
So again, that's code DEEPISH for 20% off. Go over to Azaria.com. Your dream bag is waiting. Okay, let's start off with this one. My friend told me that when she was in her second trimester, her mother-in-law turned one of her guest bedrooms into a full-blown nursery. Crib, rocking chair, wipe warmer, sound machine, the whole catalog. Even sent her a photo with the caption, "The baby's room is ready." At first it seemed sweet, maybe a little intense, until comments like, "Once we start our weekly overnights," started coming in. It started feeling less like grandma energy and more like she thought we were having shared custody. Now my friend is stuck. She wants to gently set boundaries boundaries, but she has no idea where to even start the conversation without it turning into a full-blown meltdown. Her mother-in-law already cried the last time she tried bringing anything up and accused her of stealing her grandchild away from her.
This one's hard, and you can speak to it as a mom, right? Because I don't have kids. But for me, from the outside, because I'm the opposite where I don't have my mom, and I would kill for that energy, for someone to be so excited about my baby that they would set up a room in their house.
I know, it's so hard because you can see this mother-in-law having these pure intentions. It's probably her first grandchild. Oh my gosh, they can go on date nights and I can take the baby and it'll be perfect and amazing. And she obviously just wants to be included. But as a mom, especially if you already have maybe a little bit of a rocky relationship with your mother-in-law and you're trying to set boundaries, it's like, my baby's not going to come sleep over at your house once a week.
Yeah, especially if it was your first kid. It would be like, whoa, I'm not letting anyone spend the night with my kid, let alone watch them for the first 6 months because you're just anxious.
But I feel like that'd be such an awkward place, especially if she was already trying to broach the subject of boundaries. And clearly, the mother-in-law is emotional and just any little comment, she's like, you're taking my grandchild away from me. You need to chill out a little bit.
That's my question too, is how do you go about setting those boundaries? In my mind, I feel like it would be on the husband to facilitate that.
Yes.
Like,
100%. It would have to be the husband. It would be like, babe, you need to talk to your mom. I'm not talking to her about this. But then these husbands sometimes, like we were saying, they just are like, that's normal. It's her way of showing it. And it's awkward for them to talk to their moms about this kind of stuff. But it would definitely be his responsibility.
Or he goes into that conversation and he's not as stern as he needs to be. So the boundary is still blurred.
Here's my thing. For instance, my mother-in-law, she has an extra crib at her house, which is amazing for me because I'm like, great, I can put my kid down for a nap if I'm over there. If we are sleeping over there, we have a crib. She has everything, but it has never felt overbearing. But if I was still pregnant and my mother-in-law set up a whole nursery for my kid, I'd be like, that's a little intense.
Yeah, I don't know, but I'm just in the camp of just lean into the overbearing, loving mother-in-law.
Yeah.
Because if you did lose her, then you would be like, oh my gosh, I would do anything to have that back. But hopefully she respects the boundaries and she's just excited for the baby or whatever. You can have your husband set those boundaries, but also if she wants to have a room and she's so excited and loves that baby so much and is willing to watch it whenever you want, maybe lean into that a little bit.
I think what's nice and hard too, for instance, my mother-in-law, she's never disciplining. She's always like, ask your mom. She doesn't go over my head. And this mother-in-law seems like she has a whole nursery for this baby and is planning weekly sleepovers or whatever. That seems like she would be a low-key second parent and want those kind of responsibilities. Yeah. And it's like, no.
I'm the mom. No, totally. I think that it is overbearing.
But it's also so sweet. I think, too, this girl's probably complained about her mother-in-law a lot. Like, you can tell that there's so much here, and this is probably just another stack.
Because I guess I'm looking at it from this perspective of this mother-in-law is so sweet and amazing, and they have the best relationship, and it just loves the baby so much. But if you do have a strained relationship, you bet even more like, okay, oh, no, this is my freaking baby. I don't know. I just think if she was leading with good intention and just wanting to love your kid, because you've had that relationship with your in-laws where it's literally like, take my kids for a whole weekend so I can sleep.
But I think that goes back to I have so much trust with my mother-in-law and my mom, but if I didn't trust them or if there was little things, I would not let my kids. I'd be like, no, there's boundaries there.
There's mother-in-laws and grandparents out there who are like, I raise my kids, I'm not watching yours.
And that's so sad. Yeah. That's the alternative where it's like, I'm not a babysitting grandparent. I'll see them at Sunday dinners and give them hugs and kisses, but I'm not gonna babysit, and that makes me so sad too.
I just would rather have, and it's probably because I don't have that, but I'd rather have a little overbearing mother-in-law who's too excited about the baby than, oh, that's nice, cute baby, bye.
I know. Oh, it's so hard. It's so hard. As a friend listening to that, I'd be like, oof, that sounds pretty intense.
And just lean on your husband. Set the boundary. If it's like, hey, we don't feel comfortable with our baby sleeping overnight. Chelsea's super anxious about the baby leaving the house, so we'll let you know when we're ready for that next step. Because maybe someday they will go on a trip, and that's going to be super nice that they have the baby wipes and whatever. Because you think about it, what's funny is if that was her mom, it would be such a different story where you'd be like, oh, that's the best. Now I know that all the supplies are here and this room is so nice to have, so I can just come over and hang out and put my kid to sleep and you can help me watch them while I scroll on my phone.
I know.
If it's your own mom. But if it's your mother-in-law, it's like, ew, how dare you?
Yeah. Whoa, this isn't your kid.
Yeah. It's so funny.
But here's my thing. I've said this a million times. My mother-in-law from the very beginning treated me like her daughter. never made me feel other, and that made me feel like she's my mom. And I think that that's the ticket.
Yeah, but I think even if your mother-in-law is super nice and you love them, I think a lot of women naturally gravitate towards their own family.
Totally. And I hear all of my friends talking about their mother-in-laws, and I'm like, oof, that's brutal. So I feel very lucky. She never overstepped in our marriage, advice-wise. She's always very respectful too.
But that's the thing, is that you could even have all those things, and I'm sure you'll facilitate that good relationship with them. But I have friends who have mother-in-laws who are just super negative and complain a lot and gossip about all their kids and do all of these things where they're hard to be around. Where it's like you could even have all of those things, but then be hard to be around, which strains the relationship.
It's like a personality thing,
and
too.
the mother-in-law thinks that they're doing all these things and they're great and they check in and they do whatever. But it's like, no, you as a person. There's such a combination of things that you have with your mother-in-law, which is great. But there's so many complications where it's
that
not
goes
just like,
into
love me as your own, and I'll just come over and ask you to make me a sandwich and lay on your couch while you watch my kids.
Totally. Because her personality obviously comes into play of how she is. But even thinking of me, I would never do that. I would never set up a whole nursery in my house for them. I might be like, oh, I got a crib just in case you want it. Or if you're ever here, want to put the baby down. But if you have things that you want me to get, I will totally get. But it's up to you.
And I think it's a common thing to have a playroom in your house or a room that's dedicated to the grandkids, especially when you're an empty nester, right? Not a full-on, I have this like giraffe themed nursery and it has his name on the wall and whatever. If mother-in-laws were listening, I know a lot of my friends' moms who have a room that has a pack and play, has the grandkids' toys, little dress-ups or whatever, diapers in case you need them. That's so nice. So it's the difference of being prepared and having stuff to make you feel like, hey, kids are welcome here. We would love to watch them anytime. We're prepared to watch them anytime. But not a full-blown nursery. This is my child. This is my rocker. Like reliving vicariously through you.
Yeah, and when she's sending pictures, I can't wait for my weekly sleepovers.
Don't assume.
She's assuming that this baby's going to be her baby.
100%. Okay, this one's crazy. My best friend's in-laws were helping her move and unpack their house. While unpacking, her mother-in-law found her boudoir album, the one she gave her husband as a wedding gift.
No.
The mother-in-law then took pictures of it on her phone to send in a group chat, making fun of her to her other sister-in-laws.
Wait. So her mother-in-law
finds this album,
takes pictures and sends it to her daughters?
Yeah, to her daughters.
What a
in a group chat, making fun of this girl. Can you believe that? Not only is that inappropriate, because these pictures are scandalous.
That's so sad.
Yeah. I couldn't believe that. I could not believe that. Did you ever do one of those for Brandon?
No.
I feel like they were such a thing in like, I don't even know, 2015 or whatever. I was like, yeah, you do like a sexy photo shoot and put it in a book and show your husband on the morning of his wedding.
Yeah, now they do like those creepy Polaroids.
Well, especially in the Mormon culture, the boudoir shoot was such a thing because it's like, oh, we're going to do it tonight. Finally, we're going to do it. Here's a little sneak peek of when we get to do it. But first of all, your mother-in-law finding that is mortifying.
But how did she find out? Did it say?
I assumed when I read this was because her sister-in-laws told her, like, hey, freaking
Mom
Susan was sending these and like, making fun of you.
Making fun.
I know. I'm
how?
like, I need to follow up. Did you call her out? What else happened? Because that is crazy.
That makes me feel like this mother-in-law is mean.
So petty. That's your husband's wife. That she did something nice for your husband. That's intimate between them.
I know, but why would you make fun of her?
And send out pictures for other people to see of you in your bra and panties. That's so inappropriate.
I do not like this mother-in-law.
Like,
it's not even overbearing. It's like, you're mean.
You're mean. That's where I don't understand. I get the overbearing. I see where that comes from because you have so much love for your kids. But the petty meanness, is that insecurity?
Yes.
Is that like, oh, like,
it's
look at her, she's such a slut.
It's probably personality, and then just, oh my gosh, of course she would do this. Creepy photo shoot. Look at this. Yeah. I'm just so curious what the message was with those pictures. Making fun of her, what does that look like?
Mm-hmm.
Is it like, this is so embarrassing, or like, oh, her body, or this or that? Making fun is so sad to me. I hate that one. I hate that.
I know.
Okay, I'll do one. My friend's mother-in-law does this whole thing where she goes to the bathroom and just starts deep cleaning, wipes down the stove, reorganizes the pantry, refolds the towels. She even brought her own mop in the trunk one time. My friend says it's not her being helpful. It's a subtle way of saying you're doing it wrong. She's convinced that it's more of a power move rather than being a helpful mother-in-law, and more, you'll never be good enough for my son.
Oh, I hate that feeling.
Because for me, when I first read this, I was like, please clean my house.
Yeah, come on over.
I don't know how to do anything right.
Yeah. Yeah.
But if I felt like my mother-in-law was coming and re-cleaning what I was cleaning because she feels like I wasn't doing an adequate job, that would be so frustrating.
In your own house, the judgment. That's the thing though, too, is how would you even... I would be like, no, it's okay. You really don't have to do that. No, please actually don't do that. Actually, please get the hell out of my house. It would escalate so fast where I'd be like,
but just imagine every time
seriously?
she came over and then she's just in the bathroom and you go in and all the towels are refolded or just something like that. There is that passive aggressiveness in that. It's not like, oh my gosh, I can tell you're so overwhelmed. What can I do to help?
No, when it's not coming from a place of caring, I feel like it's literally get out of my house and don't touch anything. That's what's hard is in my heart and my mind, I get in this mode where I'm just like, literally don't ever come here again or don't talk to me again. It would be hard to move past that and openly invite her over after you've set that boundary.
Imagine talking to your husband. Your mom's freaking cleaning again. He'd be like, babe,
she's just trying to help.
Yeah, she's just trying to help and you need help.
Yeah.
It's fine. It's one of those things too where you don't want to go to war with your mother-in-law and have your husband be in the middle. That's really hard.
For sure, but I would hope in a good marriage, even when Hayden brings stuff up about my family that I don't agree with, I try and seek to understand. Clearly he's feeling some type of way and I'd hope he'd do the same for me with his family. And so I hope that if you were to talk to your husband and be like, okay, your mom's always coming and cleaning and redoing stuff and it makes me feel like she thinks I'm doing it wrong. Can you tell her not to clean anymore?
But imagine as a son having to tell your mom, stop cleaning. That would be so uncomfortable. I think of me in that scenario. Even if it was me having to talk to my mom like that, I'd be like, no, I'm going to hurt her feelings. I do not want to say that.
Oh, I feel for these husbands. It's really hard to set boundaries, or especially when you know your mom's intent, but it's still bothering your spouse. You'd be like, I know that you're just trying to be nice, but Chelsey really doesn't want you to clean.
But even just saying, Chelsey, it's like, no, don't tell her that I don't want her to clean because then she'll hate me even more.
Yeah, exactly.
The cleaning element is so tricky because it's like, no, I'm serving you.
Yeah, on paper, you're doing something nice.
But it's like the intention behind it is not nice. It's almost like you have to be like, no, Susan's going to be the overarching name of these mother-in-laws.
They're all named Susan.
Yeah. Just be like, Susan, no, please don't. Let's just sit and talk.
And that's the way you could phrase it. Is like, when you're here, I'd rather just be hanging out with you and talking to you. I don't want you cleaning. It really makes me uncomfortable. Phrase it like that. But then, Susan's going to push past that. But no. Trust me, you're going to love life so much better if your towels are folded this way. And then you're feeling inferior again.
I know, but you could just reiterate, like, no, I love what you're doing. Thank you so much. I can tell you're really going out of your way to clean. It really makes me feel uncomfortable. I love you so much. I just want to hang out with you. Let's just sit and talk. Or what can I get you? Try to overserve her, one up her of like, no, sit down. Let me get you a drink, or find something that would be helpful. Well, actually, will you do this? Or, it would really help me pivot it to something else.
Yeah. Side note, I don't think there's a submission on this, but I want your opinion. This is a problem I've heard a lot, and I just want to know what you would do in this scenario with the mother-in-law.
Okay.
So let's say you just have a baby, okay? And of course, the mother-in-law is super overbearing and comes to the hospital, comes to see the baby, and is kissing the baby all over the place. How would you communicate? Hey, don't kiss my baby on the lips. It's a newborn baby.
It is so hard because there's so many of these little things. Not even just with mother-in-laws. It's in-laws in general or friends or whatever, where you have to have so many of these awkward
conversations, like contention. Yeah. Or she doesn't wash her hands before she holds the baby. As the newborn, 1 to 3 months, every time she comes over, she doesn't wash her hands or she kisses the baby.
The wash hands one, you would just have to be like, oh, do you mind washing your hands super quick? And the mother-in-law might have big feelings about those things. Like, no, I washed them right before I came. Or like, you think I'm dirty? The kissing, you have to just be direct.
Yeah.
And be like, I'm so sorry. There's just so much illness. Do you mind? You can kiss her feet, or we just don't want to have you kiss her face. It's hard because I feel like if I were to say that to my mother-in-law, she'd be like, oh my gosh, of course. I feel like I could say that to her and she would not get her feelings hurt. Or if I was like, oh, do you mind not doing that? I have that relationship with her, but it is more of like a mom. You would say that to your mom, like, mom, don't kiss him.
Yeah, if I with your mom, like, ew, mom, don't. Your mouth, disgusting.
Yeah. Or you could just be like, oh, we don't kiss on the lips.
Oh, no. No. Yeah, or you can just talk to them like they're 2 years old.
Or,
oh, no, that's a bad girl. You don't kiss on the lips. That gets the baby sick. The baby gets so sick. No, that's the worst idea. Mother-in-laws, chime in.
You know what I want? I want a follow-up submission. We're going to send it to every mom that we know and be like, tell us what the advice you would give.
Like every mother-in-law or mom?
No, mother-in-laws.
Young mom.
No, like mother-in-laws. And also, I want to hear their side. Like, no, our feelings are really hurt because these daughter-in-laws suck ass.
You know what would be funny is if we got our mother-in-laws on the pod, brought them in, and then we read these and then got their thoughts.
Oh, yeah. Your mom would be, do you think she'd be a good mother-in-law? Do you think Hayden would have loved her?
Yes, I think to Hayden. My sister-in-law, I think, had a hard time with her because she was overbearing.
Oh, okay. What do you mean overbearing? Bringing her dinner? Or
it's funny now, though, because this is like and I hope she doesn't mind me sharing this, because this is like a tale to learn from, because there was a lot. That was my mom's first and only son, and so he was definitely a mama's boy, was overbearing in those ways. But there was a lot of times where she would like show up and like drop off their favorite treats, or like show up with dinner, or do a lot of surprises. And my sister-in-law always kind of thought she was just classic mama's boy mother, right?
Yeah.
Where I think she was always just like, oh, this is kind of weird, whatever. But now, since my mom passed away, she was like, I wish I would have appreciated it more. I hate that I pushed back on things, or I really miss that so much. I didn't realize how much she did for us. So I think it's a good perspective to have. And
when it's gone. Yeah. And it goes back to the earlier comment of the nursery, where it's like, no, the intention behind it. Here's the thing I will say too, is I really let both my in-laws love me like their kid, you know, and I'm like, mom and dad. I just let them baby me. And I think some people feel very uncomfortable with that.
Yeah, and I don't think a lot of people would react to that well.
We're also, me and Brandon started dating when we were 18. We were kids, so if they made us dinner, I was like, thank you. And then we got married when we were 22. We had no idea what we were doing. So if they brought us stuff or bought us stuff, it was like, yes. But I think if you got married at 30 and your in-laws are trying to treat you guys like a kid, you'd be like, I'm an adult. Yeah. I don't need you to do all this stuff for me. Chill. So I think the evolution of our specific relationship was a little different. But even now, I feel like them pulling back a little bit. You guys are fine. They're not as like, oh, are you sick? Let me bring you soup. Or they're more like, you guys are more established to your thing. And I'm like, wait, no, mom, I need you. And so that's what's hard too, is when they start relinquishing control a little bit. And I'm like, no, but I need you. It's hard because you think, oh, I'm just marrying this dude, like you said. And it comes with so much.
And you have to remember, think of the meanest thing your mother-in-law's done to you, or the thing that's bugging you the most. It's all out of insecurity.
Yeah.
And so I think you just have to look at that and look at your kids and how would you feel in that moment. There's probably some things, even if you want to be the perfect mother-in-law, that you're going to have a reaction to or feel big feelings over when it comes to your kids, because you love your kids so deeply and because you picture being a part of their life, and letting that go is probably really hard.
I know. It's almost like I want these daughter-in-laws, even though you're so valid in all of these ranting and raving about your mother-in-law, but it's like, I almost want these daughter-in-laws to be the bigger, better person and just love their mother-in-laws. I want them to just have endless empathy and be like, I get it. It is coming from a place of lack. I love you. And then just trying to set boundaries wherever you can.
Yeah. I love that.
Okay, go.
Our friend has a mother-in-law who would always critique what she was eating while being pregnant, always making passive-aggressive comments about her having a Diet Coke at dinner or having too much sugar. One time, she even took some deli meat off of her plate at a Sunday dinner and said, let's not risk it. Can you believe?
Yeah, that's a no for me, dog.
Literally, that's a no for me.
I just think it's respectfully, let me do whatever the hell I want to do.
Respectfully, this is my kid.
And clearly, it just starts out like, you don't trust that I can be an effective mom.
Yeah.
Based on this alone.
what I'm putting in my body. You're like, oh no, like the baby though. Let's not risk it. Like let's not risk
like
it.
I have this baby in my belly right
Yeah,
now.
this is our baby. This is my child.
And especially when I was pregnant with my third, if it didn't have high mercury count in that fish scale, I was munching on some sushi and I am eating that deli meat and I don't care.
I hate people who are so strict. No, you can't have that. Nope. It's like, Kate, let me decide for myself.
Yeah.
Kay?
And your doctor, because I was really strict with my first. And then by my third, the doctor's like, you can have shrimp and you can have this sushi. Just don't have tuna.
Just needs to be cured the right way.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
Or like, don't eat freaking turkey sandwiches from Jimmy John's every day, but if you want to have it once in a while, you're fine. I almost want this girl to push back and be like, no, my doctor actually said that it was fine, so I'm gonna listen to my doctor versus you, random Susan.
Also, I feel like there's so many things have changed since they were raising babies or when they were pregnant. It's just hard because I feel like things have developed.
There's things that they're less intense about and then other things that they're more intense about.
Yeah.
It's weird because when I was little, it was belly's best. You were supposed to keep your kids on their bellies when they sleep, and that was causing a ton of SIDS. So now it's back is best. So there's so many new things. It's just so hard because these mother-in-laws act like you don't know anything about kids. And then if they need help and want help, they'll come to you.
Yeah,
But just taking the deli meat off your plate, I would have slapped her hand.
And let's not risk it.
I would have just shoved pepperoni down my gullet and been like,
sorry,
your grandbaby's gonna have 5 heads.
Yeah.
I feel like we did get a lot of submissions about how they are as a grandparent, parenting your kids and stuff like that. That's really hard because my mom or my mother-in-law don't do that with my kids. And my mom is about church stuff. She's trying to teach them church stuff. And sometimes I have to be like, Mom,
don't teach them that.
She was tucking them into bed one night and kind of does scripture time with them or whatever, just whenever she's over. And she was like, yeah. And then it was that story in the Book of Mormon where Nephi chops Laban's head off. And I was like, Mom, can we just not say that story to them?
Is it Laban or Layman?
Laban.
Like Layman and Lemuel.
No, that's a different guy.
Okay.
Laban
We're
is
both
like was
afraid
like
to
the
try.
king guy, and then Nephi chops his head off and takes the plates or whatever.
Because then it goes, Nephi was courageous. This was his role. I will go. No?
Do it. That's
Laman was his brother.
Yes. Laban was the king guy. My mom's going to be screaming at me right now. She's like, you don't know. I'm teaching you this. But I was like, Mom, can we chill out on those stories? And she was like, it's history, Chelsey. And I'm like,
No.
I'm like, good night. But yeah, other than the church stuff, they're pretty good.
That's another aspect that's hard when raising kids with in-laws. If they have different political views, different religious views, how do you not...
Oh, it's so hard. The kids aspect. But you got to just realize if my in-laws or my mom or whoever ever says anything that I disagree with, my kids are with me 99% of the time. So one Sunday dinner, one little passing comment, whatever, I can just be like, it's fine. Erase that or just not shed too much light on it. But at the end of the day, I'm like, Mommy and Daddy will tell you guys what the rules are or what you need to do. You don't need to stress that too much. It's so hard. The nuances. Because then it's also like, you have like cousins and sister-in-laws and brother-in-laws that they have kids and they raise their kids different and then your kids are all together.
Yeah, there's a whole other thing with in-laws.
And that's probably really hard for the mother-in-law. If you have your grandkids over and it's like, okay, they can have red dye 40, but they can't. These grandparents are probably like, this is stressful because they're raising all these kids differently and then they have to respect different views or different things too. It's a lot. Okay, I'll tell you one last one. This girl submitted about her own mother-in-law. Okay, so when my baby was around 3 months old, I left her with my mother-in-law just for a few hours while I ran to the store. I made sure she had everything prepared, formula measured out and the bottles ready to go with clear instructions. I don't breastfeed. I wasn't able to produce any milk at all, and believe me, I tried. It's one of the hardest things I had to accept as a new mom, the pressure, the guilt, the way people looked at me when they're like, you're using formula, it still all stings. So I came back expecting to hear how the bottle went. And instead, she says so casually, oh, don't worry, I fed her, which I saw the bottles weren't used. So I said, what milk did you use? And she said, oh, I used some of my daughter's milk that was frozen in the garage. Like her daughter's breast milk she fed to her grandbaby. I was like, what? She literally defrosted and fed my baby someone else's breast milk without asking me or telling me, and thought I'd be totally fine with it. She told me that it was so much better than formula, and she just couldn't stand the thought of her baby drinking chemicals. I was stunned. I couldn't even find the words at first. She knows my entire breastfeeding journey. She knows how painful it was for me not to be able to breastfeed, and she goes behind my back and does this. I felt so violated. She decided that her beliefs were more important than my parenting. And when I told my husband, he downplayed it and said she's just trying to help. But I completely lost it, and I can't even look at her the same.
Oh my gosh. Poor thing.
That's so hard on so many levels, because like the chemical comment is like,
okay, cool, I'm just feeding my baby chemicals, but I have no choice. No.
And that she tried to breastfeed and she couldn't produce milk, and she already feels guilty, which you literally should not feel guilty at. Even if you don't want to try and you don't want to breastfeed, that's 100% okay. Fed is best. If your baby is fed, that's the best.
Yeah.
And whatever you decide to do as a mom is the perfect decision for your baby. The end. And as a mother-in-law, you should 1000% respect that. And especially if she knew how hard the journey was for her. If her sister-in-law was like, oh my gosh, I have so much extra supply, would you want some? If that's something that you'd be interested in, that's one thing. But to just feed your baby someone else's breast milk without even asking,
and not even mentioning it when she's going through all these instructions, you're just like, low-key, I'm gonna feed her breast milk when she leaves.
Yeah. And then she comes in, the bottles just aren't even touched, and she's like, wait, what did you feed her?
Not to mention, switching that up could have upset their baby's stomach.
When I was breastfeeding my babies, I had to go off dairy. I had to go off of these things because it hurt my baby's stomach. And so it's like, you don't know. I would be furious too. It's not even the breast milk. It's the fact that you did that behind my back. I wouldn't be able to trust my mother-in-law to watch my baby.
And for that kind of mother-in-law, I'm like, sorry, lost your chance. Bye. I would not fault her for taking a beat and not letting her watch it.
I just feel like if the husband's not going to, which the husband definitely should, but she needs to be like, that really upset me. That made me so uncomfortable. That's one of those things where you can send out a text and be like, this is my boundary. The fact that she was like, I just can't stand my baby drinking chemicals. Not even like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry, I just had it in there and I just thought it would be something super quick and whatever. Clearly she doesn't agree with that. Oh, that one's bad.
I would definitely call her out on it for sure.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna do one more. My friend opened up to her mother-in-law about how she was going to therapy for past sexual abuse. After an emotional conversation, her mother-in-law said, you know, in my day we didn't need therapy, we just got over it.
The abrupt stop to that story.
I'm like,
a dagger to the heart.
I know, but that's the thing, is that comment, I feel like that comment is so real. That's what you see in a movie with just the worst mother-in-law. Like, in my day, I didn't need therapy. We just got over it.
Well, clearly this mother-in-law has been through things. Something happened to her. And
your daughter-in-law is being vulnerable with you, opening up to you about a traumatic experience. It's just the backhanded comment of shaming her for going to therapy.
But also that intense response. I feel like this daughter-in-law is craving closeness with her mother-in-law and really wants to bond with her and bridge the gap. And so she's being so vulnerable and sharing something so personal. And this is just probably another reminder. My mother-in-law is not a safe space to share things with. And that sucks. But I commend this girl for opening up and sharing with her mother-in-law, because clearly she's really trying to build a relationship with her. That's all you can do. That's all that's in your control.
Yeah.
And this mother-in-law, she needs therapy.
You can't control how she's going to respond to things. And it's the same thing over and over again. It all comes down to insecurity, because she probably feels some type of envy for the fact that you are dealing with your stuff, seeking help, working through things, and not just bearing it.
Yeah, because clearly that triggers this mother-in-law to have some type of response.
I just hate that in general. The just stereotype of a bad monster-in-law, of being like, oh, well, I didn't have to do that, or I had no problem getting pregnant, and I always had dinner on the table for my kids. Just the comments of things like that, where it's like, cool. Or they have to share their own experiences, and it's only
to diminish
when you're feeling lack, or only if you're feeling like you're not doing enough, and then it's like, well, my kid's only this, or I never did that with my kids, or comparing.
But so many of those little comments tacked together defines your relationship, and also defines whether she's a safe space to go to or not. And clearly she's not, which is so unfortunate. But it just has to remind this girl, I can't be opening up and sharing these type of things to this person.
You know what I would love?
What?
Is if we could do one of these submissions. I would love to do a submission on like monster daughter-in-law and hear the opposite side of what things these daughter-in-laws are doing.
Yes.
Because I can imagine it is hard for mother-in-laws because they're put on such this pedestal. Oh, you better not overstep, but you better be there for me enough. And you better not do this, but you better do that. It really feels like you're in the lose-lose situation where you're like, am I giving them too much space? Am I being too overbearing? And you ultimately just want to be close with them. And then I'm sure there's probably a lot of girls that are hard that steal your son and they're monsters.
Or if they treat your kid like garbage and you're just like, no, you're literally the worst.
Yeah, or they're psycho and have outbursts and stuff. And
we'll
like they're
do a reverse.
Not parenting their kids well.
We
have to.
Yes. I want them to tell us their experiences. But I'm curious, a mother-in-law listening to this, if they've gained any knowledge. Or do you feel like they're just like, they have
do
no
any of these
idea.
Stories apply to you?
I wonder if they have more empathy for these mother-in-laws or if it's like, you have no idea.
The good ones won't be able to relate. But the bad ones will be like, oh, I would never do that when they low-key do that.
Oh, it's so good. This was a really good one. Great submissions, you guys.
I know, that was a fun topic.
Okay, should we get into the forecast of the week?
Yeah, let's do it. Okay, you guys, today's episode is sponsored by Cozy Earth.
We've both been using their bamboo sheets, and I am obsessed.
I know. They are butter.
The softest sheets I've ever felt in my life. People always equate the gold standard to hotel sheets, and I've never understood that. I go to a hotel, I'm like, these are scratchy, they itch. I do not like them.
They're starchy. These are the opposite of that. You get in and you want to just rub your body all over because they're just silky, buttery, smooth.
And cooling. They're breathable luxe sheets. They're lightweight and actually help you regulate your body temperature while you sleep, which is a game changer.
And did you actually know that when your body is cooler at night, it helps you produce more melatonin, which helps you get a deeper sleep? And being cooler at night also helps you produce more serotonin, which means you wake up in a better mood.
Yes, please sign me up every single night.
Being cool at night is so important.
Because have you ever just woken up in the middle of the night and you're just sweaty and like fever dream? Do you not know where you are? This is the exact opposite. You wake up feeling, oh, I just want to get in bed right now, honestly.
I know. And before we got Cozy Earth sheets, Hayden used to always sleep on top of the blanket, on top of our duvet cover, because he just hated how hot under the sheets was. But now, ever since we switched to Cozy Earth, he sleeps underneath the blankets with me finally because the sheets are that cooling, which is a testament in itself.
If you want to try them out for yourself, go to cozyearth.com and use code DEEPISH for 40% off.
That is amazing.
Yes.
40% is actually crazy.
You get a 100-night sleep trial and a 10-year warranty, which you honestly have nothing to lose. I can't wait for you guys to try them out.
We know you guys are going to love them, so go check out Cozy Earth. And thank you, Cozy Earth, for sponsoring this episode.
Okay, guys, reminder, forecast. Something we did, something we felt, something we learned, something we loved. So we'll go through our little forecast of the week.
Yeah, and we're going to change felt to felt/thought.
Me and Sammy both always have these random thoughts that pop in our head and we need to air them out. Okay.
And sometimes it's just like, oh, I've been feeling this week and it gets old where I'm like, I'm still feeling anxious, feeling stuck.
Totally.
So random thoughts are good.
Okay, did it. So this weekend, Lennox and Riggs learned how to ride their bike. Lennox, it was just a hard time teaching him how to ride his bike for the last few years. We were just trying and trying and trying. So anyways, Brandon buckled down, taught Lennox and Riggs both how to ride their bikes, and they're amazing now. So we did a family bike ride this Sunday, and we have a little thing we hook onto the bike, and Rooney's in the back, and he's like, wee, and we just rode through the neighborhood and went to the park and played baseball. And it was one of those moments where I was just like, yep, here we are. This is one of those moments that feels serendipitous. But I realized I want an e-bike in general in life. Just riding an actual bike, I'm like, I don't want to do this. I'm at a point in my life where I want ease. I don't want to have to pedal this bike.
Yeah, it's kind of like AI, just a crutch for everything.
Yeah, I want a ChatGPT version of this bike right now, and I just want to zoom to the
I
park.
can do the work, but a little bit of an assist.
Yeah, my kids pedal your little hearts out, but I've done that, and now I just want to leisurely get to the park and not be like, you know?
Yeah. It's so funny because when I think about bike rides, I guess unless you're going up hills, it just seems so easy. But then you're on a bike and you're like, oh my gosh, my legs are burning.
I know. Me and Brandon went to San Francisco with my cousins, they lived there, and they're just so outdoorsy and just like, yeah, let's walk around the college for a second. I look at my watch. We'd walked 10 miles. Yeah, there's an ice cream shop around the corner, and it's literally 3.5 miles away. And I'm like, this is not around the corner. So they're like, let's go bike Brooklyn Bridge. It'll be super easy, just a beautiful
Golden Gate.
Yeah, let's go bike the Golden Gate Bridge. Brooklyn Bridge. Like, whoa, now you're in New York. But we're at the bike shop, and they're like, do you want the e-bike or the regular bike? Because everyone got the regular bike. And I had this moment of like, I want the e-bike, but I don't want to be the girl that gets the e-bike.
Yeah.
And so I was like, oh, the regular bike, obviously. We biked, I think it was like 29 miles.
No way.
And I get across the bridge, and I'm like, this is a lesson in life. Get the e-bike. Get the freaking e-bike. Even if you just look like a freaking fool.
Ask for the help.
Because I remember there was a hill, and these grandparents had their e-bike, and they're zooming up beside me, and I'm like, I've never envied you more. And you got what you wanted. Just a leisurely fun time, and I am in hell. We get across, they're like, yeah, should we bike back? And I'm like, absolutely not. Put me on that ferry right now, and I am ferrying across this. I'm not riding my bike back. And still to this day, I can just look down, and I had my Apple Watch on, and just the sunburn. I took off my Apple Watch, and it was just permanently still there because of the sunburn.
Oh no.
So I had that thought when we were riding the bikes. I was like, I want an e-bike.
Yeah.
So I think I'm going to.
They're expensive.
I know, but Brandon said that there's something you can put on your bike that can make it electric.
Oh,
Have
really?
you heard that?
No.
And we got these gorgeous bikes probably 8 years ago because me and Brandon were like, yeah, we're going to be bikers. I've ridden it maybe twice, and it's this nice bike. It's so cute. But I was just like, not today, Satan. Not today.
So you just don't ride it anymore?
No, I haven't. But now that the kids ride their bikes, they're like, let's go to the park every Sunday. But it was fun too because all the neighborhood kids were at the park too. And so they start all playing baseball together and playing at the park. And I was like, this is summer. It was a really happy time. Learned it. This is dumb, but I know this. Weeds in a garden grow so fast, and it is the bane of my existence. The other day I walked past my house and I was like, oof, jump scare.
Yeah, isn't it crazy the things that you notice as an adult? As a kid, you're just like, la-di-da, don't notice anything. But now as an adult, I notice weeds so much because I think about my own garden and I'm like, oh, that's rough.
And here's the thing. We got all new sod like 2 years ago, and they were doing our garden beds, and they're like, oh, do you want us to put the fabric down and do the whole thing? But it's an extra $1,000 to put
Black tarp?
Yeah, underneath, because it was our big front yard. And we're like, no, hell no. $1,000 will deal with weeds. Biggest mistake
But
of my
even
life.
then, I don't feel like it can really block weeds that well.
It doesn't block them, but I swear for the last 3 months, I've been consistently weeding. And then I haven't in probably 2.5, 3 weeks. And they're like 1.5 feet tall, some of these weeds. Like, how?
It gives me the heebie-jeebies. When I'm weeding and I look at these weeds that have just crawled up everything, I'm like, ooh, this stuff is alive. It's growing.
And it's in my business right now.
Yeah.
I would love to see a time lapse.
I was thinking that the other day. I'm like, it would be crazy to just watch this.
I just cannot. And it's so hot.
You have to do it at night or in the morning.
I was weeding like at night, like late. It was almost 9 o'clock, and I was dripping bullets. I hate this. Last year I got these little neighbor boys to weed, but I feel like they're too old now. I texted him and I was like, hey, do you want to come weed for $10 an hour again this summer? And just left on red.
You want to know what's so funny?
What?
So when you guys lived in your Linden house, before we even met, my best friend lived across the street from you guys. And I remember one day, me and my friend who lived across the street from you, we pulled up to her house or something. And I was like, who lives there? Are those kids or who lives there? She's like, I don't know, but I think they have kids our age, but they're always out in the front weeding.
This is childhood status. And that's why I hate weeding so bad, is because in every house that we've ever lived in, we had so much land. And it was like, hey, 5 children, go weed.
That's so funny. I never weeded once in my life, and my mom always has had beautiful gardens, but I think she genuinely liked the gardening part or the weeding part.
So she would weed.
Oh, yeah. She would weed in her garden like every single night. But I full on did my parents' laundry and inside chores, but outside chores, I never weeded.
And I think a big reason why I had children was so that they could eventually weed. That was a perk of having kids.
Really?
And the other day, Lennox was like, I'll help you weed. And he just grabs the top. And so he's not getting the roots or anything. And I'm like, okay, you're not at an age to help me with this.
Yeah.
but I truly hate it.
But do you feel like that influences you to not want your kids to weed because you hated it so much?
No,
or are you like, yeah, it's part of childhood?
Yeah, I think it's like the cycle will continue. Maybe they'll break it, but I need them to do it. But okay, here's my random thought. This goes into these little boys last summer weeding for us. It was this cute little best friend duo, and they would push their lawnmowers door to door, and they're like, hey, we'll mow your lawn for $10. And I was like, this is amazing, but they weren't good. And Brandon, he's particular about the lawn. So he was like, no, I don't want them to do that. But then I was like, would you guys weed for $10 an hour? And they're like, totally. Can I just tell you right now, the style of these kids right now is horrendous. It's so ugly. Probably 7th to like 10th grade right now is horrible. Their jeans are 15 sizes too big, and they're belting them, but then their top of their butt is hanging out, but it's their boxers.
It's like back to the 90s.
But then their hair is poofy and fanned out.
Like wings?
Yeah, wings, but you're getting a straightener and going like this to all your edges. I guess it really is back to the 90s. But I'm just like, you guys look embarrassing. Just get a solid, you can never go wrong with just like a straight leg jean in any era. Just a straight leg jean and a nice tee. And you can switch it up with some cool shoes.
You sound like such an old lady. Like, just tuck in your shirt and look upstanding, little boy. That's part of the fun style. There's so many things that I'm sure guys wore or we wore.
Skinny jeans. Brandon's like, I wore my sister's jeans. And I'm like, that's embarrassing.
Yeah,
for
see,
you.
that's embarrassing. Yeah, and that's like, oh my gosh, like these guys are wearing these skin tight jeans or these bedazzled jeans.
I know, it's so bad because you get to this stage now where I'm just like, you look like fools, all of you.
Yeah.
None of you look cool. But I will say, like, I love a vintage look where it's like a straight leg jean and a cool tee.
No, that's
not like
a vintage look. You're acting like that's so cool. A straight leg jean and a tee.
But I'm just saying, like, not too skinny, not humongous, just a straight leg jean. And then you can switch it up with a cool throwback tee, or you can really just test out the waters with a tee. But the hair, let's just keep it pretty simple. Yeah. But you know what? Sometimes like a bleached moment I'm here for. I was at Macy's grocery store and all these kids were getting ice cream cones and they were all in line and they all looked the same, but they all collectively looked so stupid. Have you seen them?
Yeah.
And you're just here for it. You're just like, live your life.
No, I don't get it. I'm like, you guys look ridiculous, but also you guys are the cool kids at school.
I know.
You can just tell with their weird, creepy sunglasses and their weird baggy tees with their baggy jeans.
It's baggy jeans and then a small tee, like a belly shirt. I'll do my love dick. Here's the thing. My husband, my sweet, sweet husband, he loves a place, a store. What store is that?
Ross.
Ross Dress for Less. He loves Ross. It's been a real love affair for years for him. He is deep in it.
Which I don't understand because I'm like, oh yeah, Ross. The last time I went into Ross, I'm like, I'm scared.
No, it's literally
this place is like a hellhole.
There's always a random tag beeping.
And
There's always
like a security guard at the front
wearing full-on tasers and a vest, and he's like, welcome to Ross. And it's just like, what's happening? And then there's always like, children crying.
You think it's gonna be a TJ Maxx /
No, TJ Maxx is like
experience.
You go in and you're just like, I'm home. There's just like moms and grandmas there that are getting cute things for their house. No, it is not that. Ross is the hood. You're really out there fighting for your life in Ross. So for many, many, many years, I've had to go with my husband to Ross, and I'm just folding my arms like, I hate this place. I hate it so bad. I don't like it. Slowly but surely, I started just looking through those racks, looking through the things, looking through the toys, and I'm like, I found a little gem. I found something. And then all of a sudden one day, Brandon was like, Chelsey, they might be closing Ross. Ross might be going bankrupt. And something hit inside of me where I was very sad. And I realized, do I like Ross?
Wow, you've taken us on quite the journey.
And then I realized I like Ross Dress for Less. Here's what I equate it to. It's like thrifting for me. If you go to a thrift store and you every once in a while find a hidden gem, that's Ross for me. And it's the thrill of looking and finding the one thing in just garbage. the one cute thing I can put on my shelf or the one cute little knickknack. And so I realized I do like Ross. Wow. Dare I say love Ross.
That's your love dip for the week. Brandon's gonna be like, haha, gotcha.
I know. He told me when I said that. He was like, you like Ross. And I'm like,
do I?
I think I like Ross.
I took my niece on a date the other week, and she's heard on TikTok or something that Ross hides Labubus in their stores, that all their staff members go and hide them. We went to like 3 Ross stores.
Ross eyes.
What?
Ross eyes.
Ross eyes? Ross's. We went to like 3 Ross's. Anyways, looked through the whole store, and this was our last stop of this whole long day shopping spree I took her on. And was like, oh, not here. She's like, they hide them in the most unexpected places. And so I'm looking through every freaking aisle.
And they found nothing?
No Labubus. No.
Okay, I don't understand Labubus.
I don't understand Labubus
The other
either.
night, I'm at girls' dinner, and one of my friends is like chronically on her phone trying to buy a Labubu. And I'm like, you're 35, bitch. Get off of your phone.
No,
and she's like, I have to. They're just so cute. And I'm like, it's a fuzzy keychain.
But you know what's funny is they're making these like creepy videos of Labubus. So I've been seeing on Facebook Marketplace that they're selling them because they're like, my kids are scared of these now, selling this for $35.
Oh.
No, my niece is obsessed. I took her on a shopping spree and she's like, let's go to Build-A-Bear. And she's like, no, let's go get a Labubu. So we go, and there was this like space alien Labubu, and I go to check out $85.
No, absolutely no.
I was like, nope, we're going to Build-A-Bear.
Illegal.
And these adults, these grown ass adults,
that's
are
what I'm
putting them
saying.
on their purses.
That's what I'm freaking saying.
So ugly. I don't understand.
I truly, truly, truly do not understand.
Okay, this actually rolls into my thought for the week.
Say it.
So felt it / thought it. What is it about a trend? Okay. Specifically a nail color. You see somebody's nails and you're like, those nails are so cute. Then you have to get them. Like, you're just like, I have no intention of getting green nails, but I saw this girl with the cutest green nails, and now I'm getting lime green nails. Like, I was at Pilates the other day, and I saw this girl who had the cutest, like, bright, light pink toes. And I was like, I have to have light pink toes. What is it in your brain that you see it demonstrated and then you have to have it? It's the same thing with the Labubu. It's like, what is telling you, like, subliminally? It's like Josie and the Pussycats.
Yes,
you remember that?
100%.
The subliminal messages where it's like, orange is the new pink and this song sucks. I really feel like that is happening with so many of these weird trends where I'm like, there has to be a subliminal message.
I know. Do you feel like there's someone behind the curtain? Just like, joy to stick in your life? Is it a simulation?
No, but I want to know the brain chemistry. What snaps where I'm like, oh, I have to have that. Or like,
where it's like you like something.
Must have Labubu. It's so weird.
But you know what? I've been feeling the opposite, is zero desire for anything, and nothing is igniting me, wetting my whistle, if you will.
My whistle is dry. Like the Sahara. No, but that's the thing. It makes me sad. I was actually thinking this the other day. Now I'm making good money and I want to buy something nice, right? Like invest. Fashion doesn't do it. Designer jeans, the It shoes, the Marc Jacobs backpack, whatever you used to be able to invest in and be like, oh, I'm going to go to Nordstrom, buy some Ray-Bans, buy some freaking Sam Edelman shoes. Those aren't a thing anymore.
When
just like Amazon and ASOS.
It just loses the color and the luster for life. And so if those pink toes are giving you some feelings, follow that. And if you like the Labubus, honestly, I'm jealous that you're passionate about something and want something so bad. Because I don't want anything that bad. I'm just like, very apathetic towards things lately. And that makes me sad.
Yeah, it does make me sad too, because I want something to be like, oh, I feel so cute.
Wanted this for so long and now I have it. And now it's bringing me so much confidence and joy.
That's true. I genuinely want to know trends. I just scientifically don't know how. Or it's like, oh, curtain bangs, in, out, short hair, in, out. Oh, I saw this girl with short hair, so now I'm going to chop my hair.
I know.
What is it? I don't know. Speaking of things that you want so bad that make you feel confident, my did it is I got a new car.
Oh, we just went on a drive, and it's weird how cars like that exist. The technology. You go in and your whole dashboard is a television screen.
I know, it's so freaking nice. I love it. I'm literally having imposter syndrome. I'm like, no, I don't have things this nice.
It's so nice. Brand new off the lot. What's it called?
It's a Kia Sorrento. I know.
And you've needed that. Like, you needed a win.
I needed a win. And it really does mean so much to me. It's more than just a car. I'm realizing. I'm like, this is making me feel like good things happen in my life, which is so sad and
but
pathetic.
also you worked so hard for it.
Yeah.
So it's
and
like,
I've been working so hard and I haven't done anything for myself with my hard work and just so many things it's tied to that I'm loving. And that's also part of my learned it because I'm learning patience is worth it. Patience pays off because we got a better deal on it. We've been trying to get a new car for like a year and my husband keeps walking out of the dealership, not settling for this price. I feel like life is dangling a carrot like, here, kitty, kitty, and not letting me have these things, just teasing me. And so once I finally got this car, I'm like, okay, this was so worth the wait. And I'm hoping that's going to transcend into other areas of my life where I'm like, yep, this is amazing. This is everything.
And good things happen to me. And I do have nice things and I get the car.
Yeah. And just feeling not gypped or not on the same level. It just is weird. It's sad that it's serving that much purpose in my life, but I love it. And I'm just soaking it in.
Yeah, it's nice.
Loved it. A couple of things I loved.
Okay.
So I've been trying to walk 10K steps a day.
You're amazing.
And
how though? How do you get those in?
So I'll usually do a walk in the morning and then I'll do 2 walks at work. I work down on like the Riverwood, so we work right by the river. So I'll literally go on walks. My friends will come down and walk with me, or Hayden, he works 3 buildings down from me. So I'll like want to walk and then he'll meet me at the river and we'll walk. And like
so
one lap
nice.
around the river is like a mile. And then I'll take Scout at night or something to go walk. But it's bringing me so much joy.
Really?
And I feel like it's helping my mental state. Just turning on a podcast or turning on music and just walking. It's so good for so many things. So I'm loving that. Also, did you finish Ginny and Georgia?
Yes. Ugh, it was brutal this season.
It was. There was so much going on.
It was heavy.
I finished it yesterday and I loved it. Something about it is just so comforting that you feel like you're back in high school binging a show. I'm sure I'm going to snap out of this bubble. Like once you finish a show, you're like, that was everything. I just want to watch that again. But then you snap out of it.
Will you start Motorheads? It'll give you the same type of like high school. It's super cheesy, but I liked it a lot. It's really cute.
I'm going to watch We Were Liars next. And then I'll watch
Did you read the book?
No.
It's not like a fun.
That's fine. It just has a crazy twist at the end and I want to watch it.
Okay.
Here's the thing. I can handle heavy TV.
No, it's not heavy. Even the book, I was like, I'm mad I read this.
Really?
Yeah. I did not like the book.
Oh, I'm so curious because I've seen so many good things about it.
I heard the
oh my
show's
God,
like
I will never be the same.
Yeah, I started watching. I'm 2 episodes in and I'm just like, oh. But Motorheads gave me that warm fuzzy. And I know We Are Liars is going to make me feel like, ugh.
Yeah.
But Ginny and Georgia made me feel guilty. It was like, oh, this was fun TV that I wanted to binge, and I haven't felt that way. I love Love Island, and I just want to watch Love Island.
I know. Will you start UK with me?
Yeah, when does it start?
It's already started. There's a bunch of episodes on Hulu, but UK usually runs longer than USA. USA is only 6 weeks, but UK is like 2 months. So it builds up so much more. So Casa, their relationships are way more developed, and they don't switch up all the stuff like USA has been doing.
USA is grasping at straws.
They're like pissing a lot of people off.
There's no real relationships. I'm just annoyed. I'm really annoyed, but also so invested.
Do you watch Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders?
I started it. I'm 1 episode in. I watched the first season. Did you?
I used to watch Making the Team when I was little.
Like on TLC or whatever.
Yes, it was always on CMT.
Did you finish the second season?
No, I haven't finished it yet.
So I saw something that 3 of the cheerleaders went to bat and now they were making nothing.
They upped their salary by like 400%.
Yeah, but is that in the show? Do you think
I think
season?
so, because I'm on episode 3 and they're talking a lot about how much they make and how they're all having to work like 5 jobs.
Okay, good. These girls are making like $15 an hour.
Yeah, it's crazy. When you're professional dancers and this corporation, this NFL team makes millions and millions of dollars.
I know. I hope they're making like a good. Do you know what they said that they're?
I don't know what they said. I think it's in the show though. We'll have to look it up.
Okay, good. I'm gonna watch it because I am curious about that. And I heard 2 of the girls left. They're not even returning. They're just like, this is our legacy. Like, we just want these girls to make more money.
We want it to be different.
Are you into women's basketball at all? I'm not either. But there's this girl named Caitlin Clark.
And, yeah, I know who she is.
And she's blowing up women's basketball, and it's so fun to watch. because everyone hates her because she's so good. So people push her. And so there's a fight that broke out 2 weeks ago or something. It was so amazing. This one girl poked her. No, this one girl poked Caitlin Clark in the eye, and then she was stumbling, and this other girl shoved her to the ground. But the refs do nothing when they beat up Caitlin.
Freaking basketball players, though, side note, are so dramatic. Fall to the floor and it's no, you freaking tripped yourself, bro.
You should see soccer. They try to.
Soccer too. It's like there's just these specific sports where I'm like, bro,
get up,
chill,
walk it off. But someone pushes her to the ground, whatever. So then she goes off, and then that same girl that poked her in the eye later on, the teammate, she pretty much put her in a chokehold and tackled her to the ground, and then the fight started breaking out. And I was like, I love this. But that girl who kind of pushed the girl to the ground that poked Caitlin in the eye, her name's Sophie. She gained 500,000 followers on TikTok, but just blew up.
Wow.
But it's getting a lot of buzz, and I'm like, I love that for women.
Yeah, I remember watching when she won the college women's tournament or whatever. And I'm like, she's amazing.
She is putting it on the map, but everyone hates her.
I know, but it's sad that just there's not as much hype around women's professional basketball.
Oh, no. Even me. I'm like, what? That's a thing? I didn't even know.
Like, it takes like one girl being really good to be like, oh, yeah, we should care about women's basketball.
But even LeBron James is tweeting about her. Like, oh, my gosh, I can't believe she's really, really, really good. Well above most of the players. But then these girls are getting super jealous, and they're like, no, we're putting it on the map too. Because her number one rival, their rival in college as well, followed her to the WNBA. And they're just at each other's throats. It's like fun to watch, though.
Oh my gosh, I need to watch it. Also, we need to give someone a shout out.
Julia.
Please
be listening, Julia. What if she never listens to this ever again? And she's like,
oh my gosh, no, she is the nicest. Should we read her review that she left us? I feel like we should do this because she was so nice.
But just all the reviews that you guys leave us, or comments or thoughts, mean so much to us.
They mean so much.
And we see them and we care.
We see them and we care, and we are here. I'm going to read this review because it's so sweet. And it just captures everything we're trying to do with this podcast. And it means so much. Okay, so she says, I was doom scrolling TikTok one day trying to find hope on my IVF fertility journey. A clip from this podcast came up and it really struck a chord in me. I searched for the podcast on YouTube and was immediately hooked. The hosts touch on anything and everything, which I love. I enjoy hearing Sammy's testimony and experience about her fertility journey. What I didn't expect was to learn so much from Chelsey on how it feels to be on the other side of a friendship through that. I feel like I now have a reference on how to keep a solid relationship through these times and how to talk about the hard parts. I love that I get to hear the deep conversations like motherhood, and then get the playful girl talk as well when they do things like recap reality TV. Long-winded review, but I found this podcast by chance and it has unexpectedly become a highlight of my week.
I just think so much.
I'm like literally naming my first child Julia.
Julia, we will do it for you. But things like that, we've gotten a few people really reaching out and sharing their heart with us. And it definitely makes me want to keep going and push and become better and bigger. Because obviously just talking with you, my best friend, it's so fun. But then when people are actually listening, and not only listening, but it helps them, or like it's fun to listen to us, it means everything.
It's so sweet. I know. I feel like we should give an update on how we're feeling about the podcast in general. Like, how are you feeling now that we got our first sponsor?
I'm feeling so good.
That was a huge goal of ours, you guys.
I know. We're getting sponsors. It's like we're leveling up, and it feels very rewarding because we've only been doing it for 6 months.
Yeah.
And we've had these big mile markers, and now that we're not even passing them but accomplishing things, it's like, whoa.
Where we're at right now is the podcast is a ton of work, and we're really trying to make something of it, and it's getting to the part where it's feeling hard, like we want to give up. Like, we don't have 1 million subscribers overnight. This is hard. It is hard, but it's so fun and so fulfilling, and I hope that we can keep going with it. But I'm proud of us.
And I think that the sponsorships are definitely solidifying you're on the right track. Keep going.
And reviews like that.
Yes.
That means more than the sponsorships. So if this podcast means something to you,
leave us a
let
review.
us know. Because it really genuinely does keep us going. And we just wanted to give Julia a shout out and let her know how much that meant to us.
Yeah. Leave us a review and we'll give you a shout out too.
Yeah. A lot of people have left us reviews. So I feel bad. But that one was just so genuine and authentic. I loved it.
Yes, exactly. Well, we will talk to you guys next week.
Okay, love you guys. Talk to you next week.
Love you. Bye.
Bye.